Okay, so this is weird. I've not watched this yet, but I've been told that it's very funny. In the years after AVGN became popular on YouTube, and this was like literally 20 years now, 20 years ago now. By the way, just an aside, I've only talked about James Rolfe one time, and that was because of that very, 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 very funny um, song called the ball or the balls on the dick song. What was oh, it was a James the APGN put out a book, autobiography, and he tried to focus on his life as like this very pompous perspective of a very serious filmmaker and satirist, even though like his life is doing doing the nerd character. And for whatever reason, he took himself very seriously, and he barely talked about the AVGN stuff at all, as if he was like embarrassed by it. So it was a terrible book, and it didn't satisfy the people who bought it because they expected it to be a AVGN thing, and it wasn't. It was James Rolfe trying to talk about his movie flops as if they were accomplishments. So it's a little bit weird. And now he appears to be doing like cringe content. He did a video called "My Horse Prince," and it's like a dating some with like a horse anime character. Anyways, I just want to show you this. Look at that fucking hairline. Dude, he's like 40 something years old now because he was like 20 when he started doing the nerd, and now it's been like 20 something years. So he's like 40. He has kids, and his hairline is in full fucking retreat. And it's like whenever a video, I'm still subscribed to him on my channel, and if his videos ever pop up on my suggestions and I see like his hairline, I'm thinking like, what the fuck, man? He needs to just shave that shit back like a friar boy, and just make it like now he's the aged nerd. Go for the like full male pattern baldness look for the videos, because this shit like in betweeny shit is just a disaster. This is a lost cause. He should ask Tim Pool for some beanies because this shit's over. It's fucking over. Anyways, I brought him up because AVGN's success in early YouTube inspired many copycats. One of them is the IRATE Gamer. Well, you thought the angry video game nerd was a great moniker. How about the IRATE Gamer? My nigga really pulled up a thesaurus and looked up angry and tried to find another word for angry so he could put it in front of the word gamer and got the word irate. So he became the IRATE Gamer. And apparently he also is done doing video game content, because I have been informed that the irate gamer, who I've never watched a single video of up until this point, gave up doing video game content and is now a ghost hunter. So I don't know what the fuck this video is going to be, but we're going to watch it, chat.
Now, before we get started, I want to put it out there that I wanted to make this episode about a month ago, but a couple weird instances happened at the house here that got in the way of production.
How are you a YouTuber? The IRATE Gamer has been around for a long time. I want to say 10 plus years. How have you been on YouTube doing videos for 10 years and you're still so mushmouth? Like I definitely know I have gotten better at, believe it or not. I know this is shocking to people who are recent listeners. I used to be even worse at speaking. I have come a long way in how I talk, and my mic presence and stuff. This guy is still like fucking mushmouth. How are you still so mushmouth after doing this shit for 10 years?
In fact, a day before I was going to be filming this episode, that night we had some weird paranormal things happen where we had an entity kind of come in and wake us up in the middle of the night and mutter the words, "I can't breathe." Now, what's weird about this is that the very next day, all over the news was George Floyd, and one of the mantras that they were talking about was the words saying the exact same phrase, "I can't breathe," which was just, it blew me away. So I don't know if what came into our room was operating on the same frequency, but yeah, very weird. And we have weird things happen at this house all the time. I always have to cleanse it and bless it because I'm a lightning rod for this stuff. You know, I'm just not called the ghost doctor for nothing. Another weird thing.
Dude, This guy is literally trying to sell that, like, George Floyd. This video is completely sincere, and it has the same energy as the I nutted on my George Floyd doll, and it became a homunculus thing that I read like 8 years ago, like a long time ago. It has that same energy where it's like, it's like a joke. Like I was sitting there, and then I heard, "I can't breathe, man, please." I was like, "What the fuck is that?" There's some kind of spirit passing through my house. And then the next day, it was on the news. It was on the news that morning. Father in Minnesota who killed from fentanyl. And it was George Floyd. However, a anime avatar asked the IRATE Gamer, aka the Ghost Doctor, "Hey Chris, is it really true that you were attacked by the ghost of George Floyd and he said he couldn't sneed?" Let's listen.
Right, and I want to get to this question because I've kind of put it off for a long time. Sorry, Marlon. But this is a kind of a deep cut. This is something I talked about in one of my early episodes on the Ghost Doctor channel, where it says, "Hey, Chris, is it true that you were attacked by the ghost of George Floyd?" And he said he couldn't sneed. I think that's supposed to be breathe. Let me clarify that a little bit. Whoops, sorry about that. There we go. At night, like I said, I do a lot of dream work. Okay, that might sound kind of far-fetched or whatever. And you know, I have, and we haven't even touched upon these attacks that I get in the dream state yet, but because there's so many great questions. Thanks, guys. But what happened was me and my wife were falling asleep, and we heard a voice say something like, "I can't breathe."
Dude. The irate gamer who can barely speak and who believes in ghosts and thinks that the ghost of George Floyd visited him in person and said, "I can't breathe," before flying off, is married. You motherfuckers have no excuse. All those people like, "I can't find a high quality Western female to bear my seed." You are losing to the irate gamer. The ghost doctor himself, has fucking backhanded you in the genetic race, okay?
And the very next day, all over the news, we started hearing this buzzword of "I can't breathe" coming from the whole George Floyd incident. I don't know if it was necessarily him, but it's kind of weird that, you know, we heard this "I can't breathe" and the very next day it's everywhere. You know, it's the mantra of that whole movement. So I don't think it was necessarily him, but I think it was something darker and that's probably controlling that situation. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but
Only Corey says Josh will never breed. Should I do a poll? I'm kind of curious how prevalent this sentiment is. Let's do a poll. Will Josh Sneed? Vote 1 for yes. Vote 2 for no. Do not vote if you're obstinate. Let's collect it, chat. Let's collect the numbers here. I want to get some raw fucking data on this. What are my chat's prospects into my future? Don't vote. Yeah, I'll continue playing Bardcore while this plays. I just realized I don't have a peeper. Actually, I do have a peeper. I've got more votes in this poll than I usually do. Okay. Yeah, usually people don't vote in my shitty, you have to type to vote polls, but people are voting. They're very passionate about this one. Okay, with 135 votes, 87, 60, almost 2/3 say, yes, Josh will sneed. And if a full third, have no confidence in me. Such treachery, chat. Even my own audience, conniving, working against me. Unbelievable.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is the CAC Rolfe. Remember to like and subscribe.